So this is a real quick video on fractions. So the most important thing is when you are looking at fractions, let's say you have 2 1/3 plus 5 and I don't know, 7/8. Okay. You need to make sure that these values, in order for you to start making those fractions talk to each other, they need to have the same common denominator. Now, you can try to figure out what the next common denominator is. Um, so mainly, does this fit into this? If it doesn't, then the easiest thing, you could also just multiply these two values, because 8 times 3 gets you 24. So then that'll be the common denominator for both. Okay, so in order to get 1/3 to 24, I need to multiply this by 8 at the top and then the bottom. So again, when you multiply by a number on top of itself, really this number is 1. So you're not changing anything. You're just multiplying that number by 1. So 8 times 3 down at the bottom becomes 24. And then 8 times 1 up on the top becomes 8. Okay, and then we're just going to bring that 2 down. And the same thing over here. We want to turn that 8 into a 24. So that means we're going to multiply the bottom by 3, and we're going to also multiply the top by 3. Because again, we're just multiplying by 1. So the bottom is 8 times 3, which is 24. And then 7 times 3 is 21. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that 5 down. Once you do that, now they're in the same common denominator. So I could just bring that piece over to the end, and then this becomes 8 plus 21. It's a little late. And then 5 plus 2. Now, since in this case, because this number, the number at the top, is greater than the number at the bottom, that means I can take out 24 from the top. So if I take out 24, I'm left with 5 over 24. Okay, so again, I'm taking out 24 from the top. This we already know to be 1. So I'm going to add that 1 to the whole number. So this becomes 8, 5, and 24. Another thing you could do if you want to, because I know some of your answers are going to be in fractions, you could also work in decimal form and kind of check your final answers. So for example, in this case, I know that I know 1/3 was going to be one of my fractions, and 7/8 is going to be another one of my fractions. So I could have said, okay, 1/3 is 0.333, 7/8 is 875, and then those added together is 1.208. Okay, and then that plus the 5 plus the 2 gets me 8.2083. So I know that this is my final answer in decimal form. So then I can go to my answer choices and I can put all of my answer choices into my calculator and see what I get. So I said, I want to compare this value to what I got here. So 5 over 24 is 0.20833, continues. And then plus that 8 gets me that 8.0. Oh goodness. 20833, which we said is the number I ended up getting earlier. So you could do it that way, or you could find common denominators. I think it's worth finding common denominators, especially a lot of your numbers are in fraction form, but another kind of brute force way to do it. So again, most important thing is that you are finding common denominator. In this case, 24 was our common denominator. Another way is I could have just multiplied 8 times 3 to get that 24. So then I know this has to be multiplied by 8 over 8, and then this one has to be multiplied by 3 over 3. So 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 7 times 3 is 21. 8 times 3 is 24. 21 plus 8 gets me that 29. Now, this is a number greater than, since 29 is a number greater than 24, then that means I have a whole number kind of sitting inside of that fraction. So I pulled it out, and then this is what remained. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's say that you have 5 and 1/3 and I don't know, 2 and a 9th. Okay, again, common denominator here. I could multiply both of these two numbers and work with 27. That's totally an option. Or I could try and think of what the common denominator, what a smaller common denominator was. Now, I know that 3 fits into 9, so 9 can be my common denominator. So that means this one is just multiplied by 3 rather than 9. So this becomes 3 over 9. And then now I can combine it, okay? 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So you might say, okay, well, why are these values different? Well, one is probably just a simplified version of the other. So again, to double check, I can do 6 divided by 27 in my calculator, and I get 0.222. And then I can do 2 divided by 9 in my calculator, and I should also get 0.222. So then this is 3.222. This is 3.222. So they are the same thing. So 3 and 6/27 is the same as 3 and 2/9. If you wanted to, you could also simplify this. Again, if you had a fancier calculator, you could convert it into a fraction, and then the smallest version of that fraction is what it would pop up as. But if you don't have that, that's okay. Okay, I hope this helps.